Okay, cool. So, yes, did you guys see this? What did you guys initially think of the screenplay? I thought it was a little bit subversive, without giving too much away. What attracted you guys to the story in the first place?
The story, uh, David Calvert, the writer, I think when we saw the screenplay, what attracted us really is this, it was this like really uh, delicate story about a woman battling cancer, and it lended itself to so many layers that could be wrapped in nicely with this horror film and with the analogy to this creature. But at the end of the day, it's really about her fight with cancer, and we really want to keep the idea of specifically when we're shooting the movie is like what's real, what's not, what's in her mind, what isn't in her mind, and but uh, in the same breath, there was so much that could be done to just have an exciting, fun horror, movie as well. So it just had lots of opportunity to it. I felt like.
No, as a producer, what's the key to actually shooting in the forest? There's so many setups and the locations and securing them. What's in layman's terms, what's the main challenge of doing that, and including the night shoots? So,
Yeah, we were just talking about this earlier. Yeah, you think, yeah, go out into the woods and shoot a film. It's perfect. There's no sound, like you don't any bothering you, with lawnmowers trying to, to interrupt your film. And then you realize that after, the sun's gone down, you're in complete pitch black. You're also dealing with like waves of mosquitoes. You're also dealing with brown bears. There are things that don't happen in your regular shooting spaces. But yeah, every film's a challenge. Every film is a firefight. And I think that we were very fortunate. Mitch and I have been working so long together that we have a really great shorthand that allows us to kind of cut through all the issues quickly. And when something comes up, when you have to just like figure out how to move around it. And like, we were very fortunate to work with a really professional cast and crew.
speaking of which, what's the key as far as the Butcher Brothers go, as far the longevity? When up and coming filmmakers or even filmmaking vets come up to you for advice, what do you give them as far as how you guys? It's even just a task to make one film, and you guys have made a career out of it. What has been the key to both of your successes? Your success?
As Phil said, like, every single movie is a challenge, and I think we try to bring a unique voice to it. All our films, they've had, at least from my side, Phil could have a different aspect to it, but what I really like that we've done and what I feel like has kept our careers going is like we really try to approach each film with a unique take on it, yet that it's a Butcher Brothers film. So we've had films that one has premiered at Sundance, and then the following year it's we have another film premiering at South by Southwest, or another one excelling in Europe and in either in Berlin or something like that. And I think that the for me, the Butcher Brothers take has always been like, each film that we do, they're very different than the last, but yet you but there's this Butcher Brothers staple to it. Phil, I'll let you.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, Mitch and I grew up together. We met in high school and started making films with our friends on little crappy VHS, cameras that were connected to these like giant robot, machines. So early on we realized like this is a very hard thing to pull off, and you need your brother to help you up. So I think that throughout the years we've been super fortunate to grow up in the same town and then experience this together. And of course, like any brothers, you fight, you work that out. But we're both level-minded and enough to realize like this is a very hard industry to get through alone. And so I think that having someone else to work with who you can trust and get to the next stage is the key, really.
Yeah. Again, without giving too much away, I thought the third act was really awesome because it's just very surreal. How did you guys formulate that? Because it just takes you on a really completely different ride than what you've been expecting before. So
Yeah, this very much the Butcher Brothers in the third act is just always just a hard left somewhere. I think it's again, it goes back to, we specifically with the script, it's like you're driving this story that it's almost like diving into the mind, and you really get into Beth's mind, and it's almost like, could you imagine if you're like sick and you're trapped out in the woods, and then this madman played beautifully by Devon Sawa, starts talking about this Wendigo and this thing and what that does to your mind, and there's something out there, but is it real? Is it in her head? And then so she starts formulating this idea of like what's happening out there. And so for me personally, I felt like the third act is that it's like, it takes this turn of like this, insanity, this cosmic horror that you just don't know what's real. Something we've been saying, it's like the character, Beth and Devon's Courtney's character and Devon's character, are they even after the same creature? Are they seeing completely different things? So I think it felt like by the end, it just goes into this like weird, crazy world that, is kind of created in your mind in a certain sense, but yet, still falls in line with the creature feature, and you still get the fun battles.
okay, thank you guys so much for your time. And as a quick out, after watching Consumed, what should our listeners check out from the Butcher Brothers, and what may be an underrated film from your body of work, and what makes it unique for both of you? So thank you for your time.
Thank you. Go see The Violent Kind. It's the bike riding alien possession film you've never seen.
Thanks again for your time. Oh, go ahead, Mitchell.
I'm saying it's available on Tubi as well. If anybody wants to go catch The Violent Kind, we have a few movies on Tubi, obviously on other places like Amazon and Apple and whatnot, Hulu as well. But Tubi, you can catch a lot of our body of work all together. You just search the Butcher Brothers, you'll find us.
Much love to Tubi, but I looked at your IG, Mitchell, and there was a whole wall of maybe DVDs and Blu-rays, and I'm gonna try to purchase all of those Butcher Brothers on physical media,
thank
right?
you.
So
hey,
Right on,
thank
man.
you.
Thank
Hey,
you.
we're strong. DVD, physical media, we're all about it.
great. Thank you guys so much for your time, and apologies for my stupid Wi-Fi.
All right, take care.
All right, take care.